Are you looking for a great value gaming laptop that won't drain your wallet? Yeah, good luck with that, it just doesn't exist. As this laptop is pretty good value, coming in at $650 brand new. This is the RTX 3050 i5 13th Gen 16GB model. If you buy a different model, some things that might say may vary. Let's start with the laptop's appearance. It is an absolute chonky boy, being an inch thick, 14 inches wide, and 9.5 inches long. To have fun carrying this absolute dumbbell in your backpack because it weighs 4.5 pounds. The build quality is acceptable, with the shell being made of plastic, and all of the edges line up pretty nicely. It also looks fantastic, though it does attract fingerprints, and I've heard people say it scratches very easily. The display has a 144Hz refresh rate with minimal ghosting. For the people who don't know what refresh rate is, it's how many times a second your screen will be capable of updating to show a new frame. A frame is what creates an image, so more is better. The brightness isn't anything crazy. 250 nits should be enough, especially since you shouldn't really leave your monitor at max brightness. If you work with color sensitive things, the screen might not be the best for you, as it only has 60% sRGB coverage, and I would definitely recommend plugging in an external monitor. Aside from that, the screen is very suitable for gaming, having a 800:1 contrast ratio with extremely good viewing angles. While plugged into the wall, I get around 80 FPS in COD Black Ops 6, but am able to get up to 90 in some maps, and 70 FPS in Warzone. FPS means frames per second, again, more equals better. In other games, I get much more FPS, like in Splitgate, where I can get 360 FPS on maximum settings, and it just doesn't go any higher because 368 is the maximum FPS Splitgate allows. And in CS2, I get 190 FPS on low settings. On battery power though, that's a different story. I got 12 FPS in COD and didn't even bother to try other games as the battery lasted 40 minutes. The processor is an Intel i5 13420H, which is good enough for what most people are going to do. I can edit and 3D model just fine with it. And Minecraft, which is a pretty CPU heavy game, will get around 300 FPS on 16 chunk render distance. With mods, the keyboard itself is nothing special, but it gets really warm, so I recommend using an external keyboard, but that would have been the case with any laptop due to ergonomics. Now the fans sound like absolute jet engines, especially if you leave it on default settings, because for some reason, whenever you open any app, it just spools the fans up to absolute maximum. So just head into Nitro, set the fan speed to 5000 RPM. I personally live in a really warm climate and my laptop never goes above 70 degrees. Most laptops will crash around 90 degrees, so plenty of headroom. The trackpad, again, is just a trackpad. It can be a little buggy registering 2 fingers when I'm only clicking with one, but again, nobody should be playing on a trackpad anyways or even using it again due to ergonomics. The speakers are fine. They're nothing crazy. I don't recommend any kind of speaker for gaming, but these are just fine if you're going to be watching a movie or just YouTube. There's also no bloatware except for McAfee, which is pretty straightforward to delete. The NitroSense app is quite useless except for fan speed customization. And another thing is, many big YouTubers may say this laptop has a mux switch or advanced Optimus. Only the V16 models have advanced Optimus or a mux switch. For people who don't know what advanced Optimus or a mux switch is, a gaming laptop has 2 kinds of graphics cards in it. A dedicated graphics card, this is the really strong one, but it's not very efficient, and the integrated graphics cards. This one stays inside of your processor and it's not powerful, but it's really power efficient. Most laptops will use the dedicated graphics card as the main graphics card. The problem is, it's pushing all of the power through the main graphics card, the dedicated graphics card, into the integrated graphics card, making you lose a ton of performance. What a mux switch or advanced Optimus allows you to do is make it so you disable the integrated graphics card so it only uses the dedicated graphics card, making it so you do not lose any performance. You can bypass this on my laptop just by plugging in an external monitor which will connect directly to the RTX 3050, which is the dedicated graphics card. If you guys have any concerns, any questions, any doubts, just ask me. I'll do my best to answer, and have a good day.